Yo ho ho! What's going on, guys? This is Grim Reaper back. Yo, I want to keep the vibes up exactly like it was for the last video for the reaction. You already know how the event goes. We drop the live reaction, we drop the review, we might drop a topic video, and the podcast tops the event off. The release of every single chapter. And this week we have the blessing of 126. Bro, it was godly. It was amazing. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna hop through a bunch of topics. It's gonna be we try to keep it short because there's a lot of things that we can cover. I try to keep it on the surface level. In the podcast, we'll be able to dive a lot deeper into it. Stay tuned for that. You'll have the links to the previous podcast in the link in the description. Also, if you want to donate to our Patreon so we can continue to grow the channel and get new aspects and new additions to the channel and stuff like that, make sure you check out the link in the description below. We got 3 or 4 different tiers for you guys: $5, $2, a single dollar, $50, $20, and you get all different kinds of perks. So hop on that. But let's go. All right. So, all right. Let's start with the offer to join the Hero Association. So, all right. Before we get into that, before we just forget all that. Bro, this shit was crazy, bro. Yo, DarkShine versus Garou. Bro, we've been waiting for this shit, dog. Bro, you know how long we've been waiting for this shit, bro? You know how long we've been talking junk, seeing this shit happen, bro? Like, it's... and don't get me wrong, the things that have been happening along the way have been acceptable. Seeing a Robo fight has been acceptable, even though I didn't like the turn or whatever, but it was all in vain. It was all on like the backhand of Garou versus DarkShine. And bro, like, when I got it, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, like, the reaction when the Raws dropped, like, nobody said implicitly what was going on. But like, I think it was Gums, I'm not sure, but Gums came into For the People and he was like, I'm not even gonna say anything, and I knew right then it was like, bro, this about to be that chapter right here. It's about to be that chapter. I didn't know if it was gonna be a child emperor showing out, like putting in some work or something like that. I didn't know if it was gonna be like Flashy and the boys actually running into somebody, something like that. I didn't know if it was gonna be Atomic. I really thought it was gonna be Atomic, low key. That's gonna be Atomic and Black Sperm fight. Atomic coming back, getting his blade up and getting in their ass. But it turned out to be my boy DarkShine coming through with Garou. Bruh. Bro, exactly what we needed. Spectacular chapter. I loved it. The length was excuse me, right? I can't even talk. The length was perfect. Like, on point, man. Even the little interruption on the side with Flashy and Saitama, like, I would have preferred it at the beginning of the chapter, but having it right there was fine too because of the length that it took up. And you know, the little exposition that we got there between Saitama and Flashy Flash and how their relationship is progressing forward. I'm not gonna talk about that here because I don't give a fuck. Like, let's get on it. But that was a quick overview, so let's get into it. DarkShine offers consideration of the Hero Association to Garou. Now, we've talked about this in like what if videos and like other side topics and conversations, stuff like that, you know, just considerations, because we obviously know the path of Garou in the storyline as it seems. He doesn't want to align himself with the philosophy of the heroes, and he's been fighting toughly against that. It's not that he's like been forced to like some nefarious circumstance or he's trying to gain some like higher goal. No, his philosophy is just that he just wants to oppose these people. So there's much less chance of him converting to the good side than anybody else, you'd think, normally. But I still have high hopes for Garou, especially with the little instance of humanity that we saw before, and we just got a confirmation of it, like, right here in this chapter, when he thought about Tadio. Immediately when he woke up, that was the second thing he thought about. Like, where's Orochi? And then, oh, where's Tadio? Like, did he make it out? So that's really cool to pay attention to, really cool to see that, like, or at least considering that like Murata and One were willing to like slide that in there to give us like that, like, oh, he understood that possibility. It would be cool to see Garou as a hero, but no, I don't think it's gonna be ever the case. But it would be amazing to see that. I think that's all I should say about that, because he did talk about, like, you know, after you pay your debts to society, you know, all that shit like that. So he's probably gonna take him to jail first, but let's see. We know what's not gonna happen. All right. This is also like the first time that we see like DarkShine be faltered by an assault, bro. Buildings that were like broken from Tatsumaki's barrier, that thing that was attacking them, like that was attacking the executives inside of the Hero Association headquarters. Him running through monsters like nothing, literally just running through them, bro. Like, this guy's a durability monster. We could tell, but we didn't have a scale for him. We didn't know where to put him on the ladder, and I think that it's safe to say that he's on the higher end of things. There's a point in the video where I'm going to try to discuss how it seems that the S class has been split. How now, for them, from this chapter, my viewpoint of the S class is now in two categories, and I'll elaborate upon that once we get to that point in that video. But it's really cool to see that Garou busting through here laid the first, like, not debilitating, but, you know, considerable hit on DarkShine. He got back up, took his pose and shit, too. JoJo-esque out here, bro. Yo, JoJo-esque, bro. You know? So, it's whatever, bro. I'm interested to see if, like, I'll try and do a reread of the tank top fight. But in this fight, DarkShine mentioned that his muscle building technique is different than Pooty Pooty's or tank tops. And the drawing style for Pooty Pooty is spectacular. I don't know if you guys noticed the drawing style for DarkShine in every single instance is also spectacular and unique. And that's one thing that, like, I really like. I appreciate the fuck out that shit. Because a lot of times in anime, they don't have the most favorable presentation of, like, dark-skinned people. But, like, no matter the racist shit that we can pull out or point out to, bro, DarkShine out here putting in that work, boy. I fuck with that so much. Because the thing that I appreciate the most is, like, no political message that any, like, author can put in there. But, like, just the art, man. Like, the art is what I'm here for. And, like, the nigga does that nigga justice, bro. For real. But the reason why I was saying that is because I'm going to look back at the tank top fight to see if he has a particular art style that's unique to him. Maybe Murata has, like, maybe not a fetish, but, like, you know, he likes drawing those big muscular guys in a certain style. And I wouldn't say that he's paying homage to JoJo with that shit. With Araki the niggas. Because it really looks amazing, the poses that he was taking. We could also make parallels to, like, bodybuilding and stuff like that. Because a lot of the poses that he did in the first interaction with Bud God were also, like, literally just flexing and doing stuff like that too. So I'm interested to see how well a tank top fight could be drawn in future arcs, and contrasting them with, like, this fight or, like, the Pooty fights, because those Pooty stances, those, like, Pooty widespreads, bro, they look so good, man. And these setup poses, we even got everybody memed it, the classic JoJo you're approaching me in the beginning where it first presented the DarkShine fight. So I'm interested to see if this is going to continue to spiral and grow. I bet. Looks like our audio is good. All right, cool. All right. Moving on to the next topic. But yeah. So just real fast. Garou's, like, offensive capability, very, very impressive. Very, very impressive. We're going to hit on that topic several times in this video. In the podcast, we will. And the scaling from now on will be a different conversation that y'all creditless niggas is going to stop talking to me about. It's done. It's done. That shit. Nigga, that shit done. Talking to me about Garou, man. What the fuck? Nigga, that's a high dragon, bro. But, getting back into it. Next, we're going to talk about DarkShine's speed. When he got attacked by the little, like, insectoid monster or whatever in the association headquarters, we did see a little bit of his agility, but, like, when he was running through with the support team, it didn't really seem like he was an agile individual. He was just, you know, like, it didn't look fast to me. He was just running through it. The emphasis on the character is on power and durability. So to see him be able to react to Garou doing that, like, weird-ass, unique spinning technique around him like that, and then, like, he was so fast that he had after images of him all around him. I know we make the comparisons, especially in this story, after images are important, and other stories are not as important. They're more like background speed depictions. But in this series, after images do hold a more significant a speed depiction than other series. So to see those after images, those multiple folds, I forgot how many there were, I forgot to count. But to see that of Garou, maybe that indicates a speed variant like we were talking about, or if we look at before with Sonic and Genos, it would make you think that immediately. But I don't want to make a statement saying that current Garou is in speed comparisons with Sonic and Genos at that time period, because I think that's absurd. I think that he like outclassed them tremendously right now, and I think DarkShine would too. We saw that with several of the panel depictions when he was like bulking up like that, or his traps came up like they were almost over the head. No, they were for sure over his head, and then he just like popped up above Garou. Garou was like sitting here, and they made him small, and DarkShine took up the majority of the page. That was this. There was another instance of DarkShine's speed. Garou had gotten back up. He took his stance or whatever, you know, that iconic parallel that was made to Bang when he took his stance, you know, brought his shit back up, bro. It was like, you know, what's up? Come on here, bro. I'm about to do that thing to your ass, nigga. You know, he was out there cooling and booling and shit, getting ready to tap DarkShine's ass. And then DarkShine took the pose, bro. Put his left foot back, had his left hand backwards, and then just came with the shit, bro. Like, oh, you could tell. Like, it's one of those times, you know how I always tell you about and harp about, like, without this spectacular ability to, like, draw fluid motion. Like, not even just the panels were like, it's almost like a picture and or like a one of those pick things where like you flip the page where it's like physical animations, 2D animations on the paper. You flip it or whatever, and it's like he did that for the EC punch, the Genos attacks. He does that in iconic moments. This is not that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a single still image depicting motion to such a degree that you feel it. It's almost as if your brain can trick you that it's actually moving. That's what I feel Murata's a master of. He does it so well. And DarkShine really displayed that, and especially in that instance, in this entire fight entirely. Like, all his attacks, there was a distance between him and Garou a lot of times, and then he would close that distance in his attack positioning. And his, like, you know, in his posing, in his stance or whatever. Very, very tremendous, like, drawing capability, or depiction of DarkShine's fighting capability through the drawing. Let's see the next topic. Grimm mentioned targeting all heroes and monsters. That he's done. Like, Hero Association, Monster Association. It's done. I think we could have drawn that conclusion beforehand, seeing as in he's actually literally hunting heroes, and he assaulted the Monster Association because they happened to kidnap Talia on behalf of Royal Ripper and Bud God. So he had already was on a mission to assault anyone in his path, starting on the occasion when he assaulted all the guys like I just mentioned, killed Royal Ripper, and then went all the way to Orochi, who slammed him back down. So I can't say that he is a complete enemy of the Monster Association, though, because he's imprisoned, he's killed, stored up, held in there. It's obvious that he was going to be, you know, readdressed, reconfronted by Garou and or Orochi again to help ensure that he joins them and it isn't a continuous issue against them as he grows. But it didn't happen. Puri made that interaction, saved the day. So like I said before, it's safe to say that he will not be joining the Hero Association. And killing all of them, I don't think it's a completable task. Obviously, Tatsumaki's not losing to Garou. No. So that can just clear it out. And Orochi is actually seeming closer in scale with the more people that become relevant in the story. Imagine a conversation where we have Garou. Garou on one side. You have DarkShine. Flashy Flash. Right? From this fight, those two individuals are potentials against Orochi. Definitely not winning on their own. Most likely losing together. But they're potentials. Add a Child Emperor in there with his Brave Giant and the potential of a Nova with the help of Flashy and DarkShine. That's a trio that makes things more interesting. I still say it's very, very likely for Orochi to win. Add another head in there. For Garou to win. Why did I say Garou this entire time? I meant Orochi versus these heroes. DarkShine, Flashy, Child Emperor, and we could add guys in there. Maybe we add Bang and Bob into there as another pair. You know, who else may be relevant to this fight? Maybe Atomic Samurai comes out of nowhere and brings his focused stomach slash to the situation. I think it's a little bit more conversable to believe that the Hero Association may have had a chance to beat or may have had a chance to fight Orochi and like delay their defeat for a while. I don't know if victory is possible, but seeing DarkShine The instance that made me do this is when DarkShine's nameless tackle, quick speed blitz tackle, wham, broke this nigga's chest, sent it flying. Garou begins Orochi's punch that he snapped his his arm back after he did it. Coiled together a bunch of his snakes and just slammed that nigga Garou, who stopped the initial impact and with Orochi's continuous force slammed it through the wall. He got right back. So to say that Garou didn't get back up after a second, and I guess not to say that Garou didn't just tank his entire rib cage being shattered, but he's here. So it makes you think about a conversation where Orochi does that punch and DarkShine does that tackle. What happens? And what if that happens and then Flashy goes through and cuts all the way up of Flash's arm? And then as he does that, distracting him, Atomic Samurai cuts his leg off. More dragons will come through, right? For sure. But it'd be an interesting situation to think about. And we may even talk about that in a different video. But we will definitely be talking about that, what I just mentioned, in Discord after this video drops. Can DarkShine increase his muscle mass at will? So that seems like, since when his traps came over his head, he's drawn differently in all different sides, and all different types of parts of the chapter, and all the different times that we've seen him. He seems to have one or two different instances to him. I wonder if that's part of his power, or because for example, you can flex, inflate your muscles, add more blood flow whenever they get larger. If you're doing continuous exercise, you do seem to swell up and stuff like that. So you can increase your muscle mass. Not increase your muscle mass, but flex your muscles. Is that how he flexes? Fuck. God damn. That nigga big as hell, bro. Alright. Tank top. Trash. Let me not say that. A tank top tackle it's cool or nice or whatever, but it's not on the level of this, man. Like, remember that tank top tackle inside of the hospital hallway? Nothing. But it went up against Garou. It fucked up the ground and stuff like that, maybe a little bit of the surrounding trees, but not really anything significant. Even the road, nah. But this also was a serious tackle. It was nameless, but it was serious. I don't think it's comparable either way, but yeah. In a flashback, it's not really a flashback, but I guess in referencing what occurred, DarkShine says that he fought Bang. He was an aggressor. He wanted to feel martial arts, just like Saitama. And he says he didn't take damage from it. He didn't take damage. I don't know what you want to believe what that means, but I drew that as an exact parallel to what was just happening. He said he kept getting deflected and thrown around and slammed to the ground. And that's literally what just happened. He hadn't gotten deflected yet. He hasn't gotten deflected yet. But he got thrown down to the ground. Before it was continuously. Then he tells him that you're still green. So this is important because I think this is a direct correlation to my ability to predict what happens at the end of this fight. This is my strongest evidence to say that maybe DarkShine has a lot more opportunity or chance to win, or maybe this fight isn't over. I already had the feel that part 2 may have a conclusion if it's the same substantial amount of pages. But just him saying that and then relating it to what Garou's literally doing to him now, yes, he's fucking impressive as fuck. You're putting in work, but we're talking about a person that these are people that Garou's showing that he can do that. That means that they're above him. That means that he's getting to their point. That means that he's comparing himself in contrast to them. So they do hold a position of superiority that he's proving himself up against. He's testing his abilities to show us that he has surpassed that point. He's able to deal with that now. So, honestly, maybe Garou really isn't as strong as Bang right now. And that's crazy to say. Because he's different. He doesn't have the same things that Bang has. I don't believe Bang has the durability that Garou has. He mentioned that before when they were talking when he's talking to Bomb, do you think that you could do this and that if you were at that age? Possibly. But like, this is different. This is Garou, Rover, Orochi, Garou. These are 3 plushes that I don't believe Bang has encountered. He's probably encountered things similar to them. Similar. But not on the level of Orochi. I don't believe that. He has. Garou has. So the Garou that we have right now has a sum total of different experiences than Bang has. And I think that those sum total should be superior. But this is an argument against that. Against my belief that Garou is a complete high dragon right now. Because if he still is a high dragon right now, right? Then what does that say about Bang? Like, I just don't hold Bang in the high esteem. I think stronger than Atomic. I think he's after Meta Knight and Tatsumaki. But like in Child Emperor. But like the low key, the thing that's like really like helped me drop my opinion in Bang was that Dragonfish shit. That shit looked fucking trash. It's trash. But like it didn't help me claim the power. It's just like I don't know. But I was just making a comparison. He tanked all of Bang's attacks in a previous encounter that he had with Bang. And Bang wasn't trying to hurt. He never said that Bang was trying to hurt him, but he was not the aggressor in the conversation. So, DarkShine also mentioned that Flashy Flash, Tatsumaki, Atomic Samurai, and King would have ended the fight up against Garou quickly if they made an encounter. This is obviously massive differences, massive situations. And we could hold truth to that, or you can choose to not give truth to that, because obviously at the end of this fight, DarkShine mentioned that, oh, is this guy really like gonna beat me? Like, he had a doubt of defeat for the first time in a long time. So it's definitely clear that what he's been spewing off, or his ideals, can be challenged, and Garou is doing just that. He's challenging them. So let's assume that what DarkShine is saying is 100% true, right? So this splits the group then. DarkShine, Tatsumaki, Atomic Samurai, Flashy Flash, King. Who else is left? Child Emperor, Meta Knight, Blast. DarkShine's in there. I don't know if I mentioned him or not. But like, those are really the guys that have like in this part of the arc showed out differently, or that have like particular instances or specific particular traits that make them really, really, really dangerous. So looking at it from that aspect, I don't know whether to include Drive Knight in the top half of the group or the bottom half of the group, but I'm definitely, for now, I'm gonna put him in the bottom half of the group. And I'm considering the rest of the heroes above that. So the bottom half is like Drive Knight, Pig God, Zombie, obviously. We can argue about, Zombie, obviously, because he hasn't made a reference to Zombie, and I didn't think about Zombie, so I want to leave Zombie out. Metal Bat, Tank Top, Genos, Pooty, all those guys. I'm not gonna say B, but lower for it's like a ladder. They're on the bottom half of the ladder, and then you guys get the top half of the ladder. And I think there should be a gap between those two. Maybe the gap between DarkShine or Drive Knight and the bottom guy of the top half is a little bit closer than what I'm saying. But like, I think Atomic, DarkShine, Flashy, and Meta Knight could all be, and Child Emperor could all be Drive Knight. So, but it made me think that whenever he mentioned those 4 guys. As I already mentioned before, Garou and DarkShine were talking, joked to each other about, being a hero, and then Garou got mad about the whole, like, you're spitting all this hypocrisy and this bullshit about, like, right and wrong, correcting yourself, doing what's good or wrong or whatever, but it's just your ideals, and you're playing hero just as much as I'm playing monster, so it's cool to see that Garou's philosophy, like I mentioned before, is what's driving it, and that some simple propaganda offer won't sway him. Garou instilled doubt in DarkShine's mind with his increase to the Dragon Slayer technique. He did this by putting the water stream in his right hand and the whirlwind in his left hand. It's fucking crazy. You two niggas in one? How you two niggas? Go out here two niggas, bro. And that's what he pulled off. And he was able to pull off the Dragon Slayer technique. And I don't know if we want to say this is a weaker version of it because it's Garou. He doesn't have the perfect style of bang or bomb. It's the creators. We're being told that they're possibly stronger, right? Bang is possibly stronger even still right now. It's a single person doing it, not two people. So many different implications that we can make to say that like the Dragon Slayer for Garou is weaker than bang or bombs. But there's no way definitively to say it. Comparison between Rover and DarkShine's durability would help, but Rover took a punch from Saitama and got back up seconds after that. So it's not really that much of a comparable situation. The extremes are literal extremes. But yeah, it's badass that Garou through like hard work, determination, his like ability to like grow and shit like that was able to, you know, literally pull that shit out of there. Like literally come up with like the Dragon Slayer, bro. Come up with a badass like ultimate technique that the brothers do together and shit like that. He derived that just by understanding those two styles. Learning one of which like recently. It's just genius stuff. Genius stuff. I still think he'd have trouble defeating Melzigard for a bit, but he indefinitely figure it out. Yeah, I think that's safe to say. He indefinitely figured it out on his own and quickly. To end it up, Garou stopped a bazooka. And he started to heal up, or the wound that he got from Orochi started to spiral in clothing. You know about the whole Zenkai situation. The more perilous situation you're in, the stronger, or that's how you activate the growth gene or the growth variable. You know, maybe the tougher the dilemma, the tougher the variable, the bigger the variable is. Obviously, and coincidentally, DarkShine says I unleash my full power. Super Alloy Bazooka. And Garou's able to match it. It's crazy. It's just difficult to understand because we don't see any like surrounding area damage for it. You know. Obviously, we can make comparisons using the tackle before, but I would really wish that we see the destruction from this, so that we can't see it in the next chapter. So we can't see evidence of it, but this is supposed to be an extreme attack from DarkShine, and with a tackle, that tackle is pretty fucking badass. So I'm wondering, what does it mean that Garou blocked that, and what is this like swirling thing? Like, this is definitely some like monster type shit, but like swirling around his arm, his shoulders, and the center is right there where the wound is. So I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know what that, but like that's confusing to me. I know the bazooka's crazy big, but we can't say how big because he blocked it. He matched it exactly. He literally matched it. So he can throw a bazooka. That's crazy. This fight's crazy as fuck right now. But what does that really mean? We're going to answer that question. All the things I mentioned in this video were my surface level opinions, so I'll have a few days to dive in a lot deeper into them. If you'd like to help me mold my thinking before the podcast, make sure you check out the Discord link below. We're having discussions about it right now, and in a few hours we'll be joining the voice chat while we play Minecraft. If you want to play Minecraft, also come to join the Discord. You'll receive the link to the server. Remember to check out our Patreon if you want to support the channel, support the streams that we're doing. If you like this live format, please like the video and mention that you like the live format in your comment section, as you also talk about the topics that we talked about in this video. It lets me know if I should do this more often or if I should go back to the other edited format where we have it over a set of pictures. Whichever is best for you guys, whichever communicates the most information, just let me know. Yeah, I think that's about it, man. This was amazing. I'm so excited for the next chapter. Hopefully we can put on a lot more stuff along the way onto the next chapter to really like hop on this idea that like Garou is about to body all these niggas, bro. All these niggas getting clapped by Garou, bro. I said, clap, nigga, clap, nigga, clap, clap, clap.